So by now, a lot of you are familiar with what's been happening in the video game sector. We've been seeing massive companies purchase other massive companies, and provided it falls within the regulations required, you're going to see acquisitions that probably shouldn't be allowed. And that's all well and fine. With Microsoft acquiring Activision Blizzard, it's created an even larger behemoth with a greater potential for issues. But leading into that, there's another story that I think we should focus upon, because you are going to see the hammer come down on gaming. Let's go. While there is cause for concern with the Microsoft purchase of Activision Blizzard, and of course maybe the one where Sony's going after its most recent conquest, I'll say this: while I don't like either of these deals, I'm even more concerned with what's happening within the platforms themselves, specifically on the Microsoft side of things. Recently, Phil Spencer was interviewed. He did an in-depth interview with the New York Times, and the result of that is this IGN article that was posted right before the acquisition of Activision Blizzard. Here we go. Phil Spencer says Xbox is not a free speech platform for politics. That's not why we exist. That's the subheadline. This is going to be interesting, because you can take what he says many different ways. In the in-depth interview that he did with the New York Times, Xbox Executive Vice President Phil Spencer was asked about the connection between gaming and the polarization of American politics, to which Spencer said that Xbox is not a free speech platform and is designed first and foremost for gamers and entertainment. Or excuse me, games and entertainment. Of course, not designed for gamers. I misspoke. Spencer discussed the idea of political and social radicalization with the New York Times. Now, why? Why is this a point of conversation? That's not what the gaming space is used for. And while a lot of people claim that waiting rooms, and things like that behind the scenes can be a little toxic, a little heavy-handed in the adult vocabulary area, and that's absolutely true. It always has been. And when you try to lock that down, people will find a way to navigate around it, and you'll have empty chat rooms as part of your games, which is just asinine. Anyway, I'll keep going. During the multi-topic chat focused largely on the emergence of the metaverse concept, which, again, it's a bunch of keys jangling in front of people's faces, and there is a lot of fun to be had in virtual reality, but you don't want to live there, believe me, and that's their ultimate goal. But again, I digress. Swisher brought up former Trump administration chief strategist and Breitbart founder Steve Bannon, who talked about utilizing Gamergate as a political army. I'm not really sure those were exactly the words that were used. Maybe you could take away that from that. I don't know. In quotes, "We see all positives and negatives of the human condition. We have people who propose to each other and get married on Xbox Live." Wow. At least that's what he says here. We also have conversations about politics and other things that happen. One of the things we've stated about our social network is we're not a free speech platform. We're a platform around interactive entertainment and video games. Well, very good. And we're not there to allow all kinds of social discourse to happen on our platform. That's not why we exist. Well, that's sound, right? Sounds positive. We're not there to allow any conversation to happen on our platform, Spencer says. And more than that, Xbox Live is simply not designed for that kind of politicization. It's very difficult to come to Xbox Live and say, okay, I want to go create a political party on the platform. He's absolutely right about that. So there you are. You could kind of twist the tools and try to get there, but it's just not set up for general purpose conversations or community. It's really set up for a community around interactive entertainment and games that run on our platform. And that's the way that we invest. So basically saying, you could try to do it. It ain't going to work very well. There are other tools out there that are more effective. Then you have, of course, the restatement of a bunch of crap around Gamergate, which I'm not going to read. You can go find this article on IGN if you're interested, but I'm not going to give them the air on my segment today for that to happen. Swisher referenced social media companies like Facebook and Twitter, driven by ad revenue and other murky monetization models that are regarded as poorly moderated platforms for, and this is a baloney sausage word, or set of words, hate speech, and other types of harassment, and asked Spencer if he thought game companies moderated their communities more effectively. This is an interesting question. This is his quote, I think we all have a long way to go. You could tell me that's a lame answer. That's all right, Spencer said. Spencer later added that he loves the modern video game business model for its transparency. He put that in quotes. Let me tell you something. There's no transparency in it at all. Simply put, if a customer likes what Xbox or another video game studio is doing, they purchase the product. They continue subscribing or invest in some other aspect of the platform. That's correct. That's very different if I have a passive business model that maybe my customer doesn't even understand, Spencer said. And I think some of the pure ad-driven platforms that are out there, they get themselves stuck in this model because some of the most tumultuous topics that they can put out there are the things that drive the most clicks. That's right, clickbait. This guy kind of gets it. It's a relatively firm political statement for the chief of a multi-billion-dollar video game industry giant. Spencer previously commented about the allegations of harassment and sexual discrimination at Activision, makers of World of Warcraft, Diablo, Overwatch, yada, 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 saying that Xbox was evaluating all aspects of their relationship with the studio. Well, their relationship now is as owner. It's interesting that only a few days separated from this particular interview by the Times and basically reposted in various ways by IGN, they went out and they bought Activision Blizzard. Probably part of their due diligence, to be honest with you, when you're interacting with a studio. I don't think Bobby Kotick's long for that place, and that's probably a good thing. He's going to get a giant payday, millions of dollars, but at least they'll be free of him, and Phil Spencer will be able to do with that company whatever he will. But I ask you, how many relatively bug-free things have shown up that Microsoft has ever put out into the world? And have you ever considered anything Microsoft to be transparent? Me either. Anyway, what do you think? Do you think the timing is on, that this article comes out after an interview and then they went ahead and bought Activision Blizzard? Do you agree with Phil Spencer about it being relatively difficult for somebody to establish a political party there, and is hence, not needing to worry about it being a free speech platform or not? I still believe that most people are going to go use Guilded or Discord or something similar to interact in a gaming space and broadcast themselves on either Twitch or YouTube or Rumble or whatever they happen to be live streaming to. So I don't really think it's really that big a deal. But I do have a problem if they're going to try to govern people's interaction on there. I think people's interpersonal reactions are their own. And the minute you as a company get involved in that, you're essentially you're assuming legal responsibility and other kinds of responsibilities. And I don't think that's what you want to do. Let it be what it is and have the gamers govern themselves, because guess what? They usually do. But I'm curious if you have any answers to what I just asked, or any thoughts at all about, what's going on here. Xbox is not a free speech platform, or heck, you even want to comment on the Activision Blizzard deal that Microsoft just did. That'd be cool too. Other than that, be sure to support other independent creators out there on the platform, as they really could use your help right now. The algorithm is not in their favor. They favor the corporate content creators, all spelled with K's. And that's a real shame here on this platform. Or you can join the alt tech revolution and support them over on Odyssey or Rumble or another one of these other emerging alt tech platforms. That's an opportunity for you as well. But do subscribe. Do hit the like button, comment on their videos as it really helps with engagement, and of course, share them out with all of your friends. And with that being said, as I always do, I'll end the video the same way. Be sure to take care of yourself, take care of others, wash your hands, of course, because it's good hygiene. And until next time, bye.
Thanks for visiting today. Be sure you're subscribed and hit that for alerts.
Yay!
Of course, like and share all of the videos that you can as it helps with the algorithm. Have a great day.